focused on judging the videos and announcing the contest winner that we missed some of the news while we were on air, including a shock video, which is really confusing. I have not heard any mainstream media cover this. It's starting to make its rounds on Twitter. You think this would be a huge deal. So this video, Trump was in Springfield, Missouri today, and just real quick before we play the video, Trump's motorcade is going to come down this street right here, okay? And you're going to see the beginning of the motorcade, and there's some people filming right here, and they're just kind of like, oh, here's the motorcade. Okay, you're going to see a white car emerge. There's a woods over here on the right side. You're going to see a white car emerge from these woods. Now, Rob and I were discussing what happens here. He thinks the car got caught up in the ditch right here, and that caused it to stall out. But we believe that this car was trying to ram President Trump's motorcade. I can't think of any other reason why a car would try to jet out into the street in the middle of Trump's motorcade. I mean, what are the odds that some car is just floating around in the woods and then magically tries to hop out on the street when President Trump's motorcade's gone by? So let's play this video and then do a quick recap. This is from Josh Kaplan on Twitter. Mystery car speeds out of woods as President Trump's limo passes by in Springfield. Here's this amazing video. So there goes the motorcade.
That's the start of it. Here comes the motorcade right here.
Now watch the right side. There it goes.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. Look at that car that just came out of the woods.
So but now it's stopped. It's not going anywhere.
That car right there just drove out of the woods.
So none of and again, a lot of people are shocked the fact that none of the motorcade has stopped to address this. Now, finally, this car right here is going to pull aside and address this, and then you'll see a bunch of guys hop out and clearly address the situation. Here, you want to try to rewind that again? Or how do you, here, try to...
Yeah, hold that.
All right, we're going to rewind this video again so you can see this. So there you see the guys.
Back it up just a little more.
Boom, there he goes.
Here, it's going to happen again. Right there, watch
There
the edge.
There's the beast. Ooh.
And then he comes out.
Oh my gosh.
So do you think his car stalled out right there, Rod?
Well, it doesn't look like it's moving at this point. Or maybe he turned because he realized what was going on. It was so somebody's saying they live near Springfield. It was 2 women in the car.
What?
So Tammy's saying that, and it looks like it wasn't.
Was one of the women Hillary?
Yeah.
That's a joke, obviously.
Now, could it have been? It could be this too. I'm going to stop it because we'll watch the end of this in a second.
And there you can see that there's people getting out of the car to address the situation.
And this guy zooms in. We'll go to that in 1 second. Now, what it could be is somebody, maybe all the roads were blocked off, and they were trying to get somewhere across that road, and they're like, oh, I know a back way, and then they came through, and then they got surprised with all the motorcade cars coming down and freaked out. That's a possibility. But it's very odd that the car jumps out of the woods right as the group of convoy that it contains the president is right there in the shot. And you could see that happening. So let's watch the end. So that could happen. It could be, a mistake. We're trying to get across town in Springfield and something happened. But so this guy's going to zoom into over here, and you can see what's going on.
Yeah, and again, this is just all breaking to us because we've been on air doing contest entries for the last 5 hours. So there's one woman that appears to get out of the car. Yeah. At least they're saying it's women.
So 1, 2, 3 people in suits come out, so presumably Secret Service.
But you could definitely see how if a car tried to speed through there, that it would probably get wrecked and maybe pop a tire or two.
But it doesn't seem to cause a big freak out.
No, and it doesn't even seem like, once they come out of that ditch, it seems like either the car completely stalled or they had no interest in driving on the road.
Now, I'm going to go back and just show the piece where it comes back out again. Because it's interesting to watch because it looks like it's moving and then it hits that ditch and stalls out. I'm sure you get the white edge.
There he is.
I know. Here it comes.
Ooh.
Boom.
Oh my gosh. Look at that car that just came out of the woods.
All right. Now, let's back it up to the spot right where it happens.
It's just strange.
Here's the motorcade right here. Here is the car. And here's the motorcade. And guys, we're not trying to sit here and blow smoke up anybody's butt. This is not something you normally see.
And we just saw
Anywhere.
this. We hadn't seen this. We've been on air trying to cover the contest entries, and I've been monitoring Twitter and the mainstream news while we're doing it, just kind of sporadically.
All right, and someone says, "Oh, labeling as assassination attempt is far-fetched." If you're going to ram your car into Trump's motorcade, what are you trying to do?
Well, wait a second.
If you were trying to do that,
See, but that's what I'm saying. They act like people don't want to try to assassinate Trump.
that's all people have been doing is talking about killing Trump. You've got an ex-CIA head, I forget his name. He was on mainstream media about a week and a half ago talking about how they want to get rid of Trump. Are these people part of a CIA plot? Most likely not, because it looks pretty sloppy. Obviously, they didn't do their due diligence and check out the terrain with their car.
Yeah, trying to hop through a flood
But
ditch.
I could see, and somebody says it was two women, and somebody from Springfield said they lived there and heard it was two women. In fact, we'll do a quick look. It could have been two liberal teachers who, man, we got to do something. We got to save the world from Trump. That could have happened too. And I say teachers because the teachers seem to lean to the left, especially college teachers. You just had an interesting conversation with one.
While you look that up, I'm going to address. Okay, it's funny to me. We have a bunch of people on the feed saying, "Oh, look at you guys trying to get clickbait, saying it's an assassination attempt." We don't know what it is. If somebody is trying to drive a car into Trump's motorcade out of the woods, yeah, how is that ridiculous to think it could be an assassination attempt? But that's fine. No, there's never been a presidential assassination in history. No one's ever tried to assassinate presidents. JFK wasn't shot in the head. Reagan wasn't shot. Lincoln wasn't shot. And no one wants to assassinate Trump. So, yeah.
So here is Clayt Hefner who took the video right there. He said he saw two women inside the cars that rolled out of the woods. The car hit the ditch and was disabled. He said Secret Service quickly came in, apprehended the two women who were seen put in the back of the Secret Service car. Springfield police said no arrests were made during Wednesday's event.
That doesn't mean anything, though. That could be slide of word.
But look at this. You go on YouTube. Vehicle attempts to ram presidential motorcade. There's one of them. That's not us. That's Clayt, actually. The guy who shot the video. Seems to think it's a vehicle attempting to ram the presidential motorcade. So he was there, got video, eyewitness, and he's the one who notices it first before anybody else.
Well, you know what's strange to me about this, Rob? Again, this you would think something like this would be a bigger story. I mean, whether or not these people wanted to ram President Trump's motorcade or not, this is a very rare event. When have you ever seen a car fly out of the woods in the middle of a motorcade?
Here's another site. It's Real Radio, iHeart.com. And they show the video. Vehicle drove out of the woods onto the concrete barrier along the side of the road. The vehicle appeared to attempt to intercept the president's vehicle, which is nicknamed the Beast. Oh. No, let's see, view comments. Let's see what the commenters are saying. 0 comments. So this is definitely breaking. This went up 2 hours ago. So people are just now getting this. And, what do you think in the comments? You think, oh, no way, it was anything. It was just two people out for a joyride, and or they were stuck, and they had to get to a hair appointment. And
people are even mad that we're daring to report on
Oh, I know. How could you show this? This isn't news.
Oh, my gosh. Oh my gosh, we saw a video and now we're going to report on it. How dare I?
Is it news when we see Antifa pouring water on a veteran in a wheelchair? Is that news? Should we report on that? Should we just all sit back and go, well, let's see what the rest of the people think? No, we see stuff. We're here. We're in the moment. We're looking at it. Okay?
Imagine if this happened to Obama.
Trying to ram.
Imagine if this happened to Obama.
It would be the end of the world.
It'd be a white supremacist and they'd immediately be arrested and over all the mainstream news. But this story gets no coverage. See, that's the thing about it to me. This could have easily, maybe it's a mistake, maybe it's not. I don't know. I'm not saying I know. But what's confusing to me is the lack of mainstream media coverage. Is Fox covering this? Is CNN? Is MSNBC?
Let's see how many views this has. So this just went up 3,000 views. Barely went up. Clayt Hefner.
See if you can get a timestamp on this. YouTube just redid their format.
I don't know how you do that now with the new...
Yeah, I don't understand YouTube's new formatting yet, but okay. The tweet went out at 5:38.
Yeah. Progressives shouldn't be allowed to drive. Lower energy jet, please clap. The ditch that saved the West.
I mean, seriously though, like that could be the case. And let's say that the women were just trying to drive on the road, and they ended up getting.
So everybody here seems to think they were trying to hit Trump and didn't succeed.
Well, and think about it like this too, Rob. Let's say let's say that it was some sort of honest mistake and they end up just on the road in the middle of a motorcade. If they would have successfully gotten onto the road instead of had their vehicle, I guess, stop working when they hit that ditch, they could have been in a lot of trouble. They could have actually been apprehended in a very serious manner.
Well, look at these people questioning. Do you randomly park your car in a wooded tree line on a road that has been purposely blocked off by police for a POTUS motorcade? Then as soon as POTUS goes by, drive out of the woods? Probably not. And that's where I'm inclined to think. We were wargaming the other scenarios, okay?
Yeah, how dare we, though? How dare we?
Two women in the car, and they go, hey, we got to get across this road. Maybe we can beat the motorcade. And they're driving along, and they just come out at the same time. Probably not. Probably not. So
something is weird here. I mean, the fact that this happened is just weird. I'd like to see a map is what I'd like to see. Because I'm curious when the road got shut down and where other roads might be, if you can even get access. I mean, is this a situation where there's actually access to that road, or is this literally wooded where there's no other access?
Somebody, looks like they showed a map here.
Here
so
we
let's
go.
look at this. See what this, if there's a...
That looks like it. Oh my gosh, dude. Where could they have pulled the car from?
But it looked like there was woods here.
But I think that could be trees. That could be woods right there.
Right. So they could have come down here from this way. Yeah. God, this looks... When people talk about it looking Photoshopped, this looks really Photoshopped. This doesn't look like a photo anymore. But there's the...
Yeah, what the heck?
Okay,
What is
so
that?
Let's go to this,
Well, that
back
was
to
just
the
Google
video.
Maps.
Let's go back to the video and look at it. So there you see 1, 2, 3 kind of stores together, then a space in another store. And then there's the bridge. So it happened on the other side of those woods.
Hold on, let's watch this one more time.
Well, you can see where it comes out. So it comes out back here, and then there's a parking lot and then a drainage ditch. Let's see if we see that on back on the Google map.
Yep.
So this is the parking lot those were in. That was that little thing. They come out of here somewhere. Or even back here. Which definitely means, well, okay, if they were coming by over here, let's look at this.
So
the road's blocked off. They come back here.
They wouldn't have been able to access the road from here because it was blocked off.
Well, you would think they would have cut it off here. And then maybe that from here they drive that way.
I think they would have had to come from Turner Street.
Because it looks like...
I think they would have... Here, go back to that map for a second.
Well, hold on. You see a little thing there. Okay, that's a little feeder right there. And then there's that one here that's clean. And I'm not sure if that's one right there. See, before the other one. So let's go back and look at this. Because you see this, and then you see this. It looks like it comes out right here. Which would make sense. It came down here, and they went boom.
But this photo is obviously old and not accurate because you can't really see any woods here. But in the video, there's clearly woods.
There's a ton of woods.
So they would have had to have come from
somebody.
Turner.
So what is this? Where are we at? Lurvy Plaza. Let's go to our own Google map and see if somebody did fake this. Say we're using all the tools at our disposal.
How dare we?
Is that right? Kearney?
Hold on, zoom out.
Lurvy Plaza, Springfield? Okay, there's a pond right here. It looks like somebody moved the pond.
Well, something's off about this.
Yeah, it looks like... Oh, no, here it is, right here. Here's the parking lot those guys were in. No, it's right here. No, this is it.
Yeah,
so we just went...
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah, I'm just assuming, I guess.
And it looks like the car comes out of here.
This
right
could have been a picture taken during winter because there's clearly...
Yeah,
this is heavily wooded area
right
now.
Yeah, or it could be a year old and they planted
so the only reasonable thing, if this wasn't some lunatic that was trying to disrupt the motorcade, the only reasonable thing that I could think, Rob, is that they were driving around here. They didn't even know. They were probably so ignorant. They didn't even know that there was a motorcade. They saw the road was blocked.
They saw this was blocked off here,
so they decided to come down here.
I know a back way.
And then they thought that they could hop on the road from here. So
yeah.
That's which okay, upon itself really shows how dumb people are, I would say. That just goes to show the ignorance of modern day society. But I don't even know if that's possible because these are all wooded now. So they would have had to drive through thick woods. You know what I'm saying?
Let's bring our little guy down here and see what he's got to say. So, oh yeah, look at all the woods right there.
Yeah, there's
That's
no way you're
very
driving
wooded.
a car through that.
That's very wooded. That's very wooded.
Let's see if we can get to the parking lot where the photo or where the video is taking.
Yeah, so that's that road right here that comes along the back. Here's the pond, and this is the road right here that's right there. Okay, now we're going to turn back around and go see the parking lot where those guys were at, which is way down over here.
So they would have had, the car came from over here.
Yeah, I think it comes out right here is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Because you can see that it's driving on something concrete to come out of there. We got the guys that are sitting here, and there's the first concrete piece. And then let's just turn around and look. There's a little thing there. Look, a little trail right there.
So they could have popped out of that.
And that's right there at the pond, which means you were sitting there waiting to come out. Now, the other spot, it could be there, but it could also be here, which is also pretty overgrown.
The only place that they could have, I think, driven the car, if they were trying to drive through, would be that little narrow pathway right there.
Yeah. Or they just backed in here and but you would think somebody would have noticed a car parked here. All the Secret Service, all the eyes.
Well, you know, it could have been a situation
Checking
like
it
the
out.
New York Times just printing a story saying, hey,
Here-
there's going
here's
to be
where-
baseball
yeah.
practice here. What do you know? And
Look
then
at there's
some
no
guy shows up.
guards. There's
Yeah.
no guard.
Oh,
but you
can
can see the
motorcade.
road that they would be going on is way far away. Like the next road is way over here. And that's this road here when you look at, here's that pond. And they look like they come out right about here somewhere. Wow.
So it really wouldn't even make sense because they could have taken Turner Road instead.
Yeah.
Basically, the commenters right now are kind of split, Rob. A lot of them think that this was probably just a moronic driver, which could very possibly be. We've seen the morons in this country. And then other people think that there's no way that this is a coincidence. It has to be an attempt to disrupt the motorcade.
And we were just going to scare him, let him know he's not wanted. No, you don't do that. You don't get to rush. You don't get to rush the stage during a speech with a knife and go, oh, I'm just a Democrat.
Hey, what do you think? I bet that these two women are interviewed by MSNBC tomorrow.
Oh, I bet they're heroes. Oh, we just didn't know where we were going.
Oh, yeah, we just got lost, and then all the Trump haters said we were trying to kill him.
But hey, we just showed you here. We're using the NSA database against itself right here. You can see all woods there where that car came out. And it either came out there or there. Let's just go back up a little closer. And see.
Wherever that car came from, it didn't belong. I
Yeah.
think we can all agree with that.
Yeah. Look. Oh, little path in the woods. That looks like where it was hidden. That, to me, I'm sure the brain bugs at 4chan can figure this out. So there's another top view. And we're looking at right here. Right there. And then that's the other spot. And this looks like it was taken years ago.
Yeah, again, all of this area is now green and heavily wooded, and it appears... Here, go back to that map for a second. See,
You know what? It looks like it's the first one. It looks like it's definitely in where this comes out of here.
But that looks weird because... Oh, okay. See, we can't even see the ditch. That's the ditch right
the
there.
ditch is right here.
Yeah,
You
okay.
can't
That's
see
an
the
optical
ditch.
illusion, but there is a ditch.
And they probably didn't think the ditch was that
Right
big
here.
a deal. And when they tried to go out. It could... Oh, yeah, we were trying to scare him. You don't do that. You don't do that because that sets a precedent. Oh, I was just trying to scare him. And you can't have that. You can't have that with the president going around. No one ever did. We had Obama drive past here several times. We got up and shot video of him. And when we were shooting video from the motorcade, we had helicopters flying over us just to check us out. Okay? That's how serious they are about security. And we had cameras. We were open about what we were doing. It was just cameras. And they did disable our drone, too. We had a drone going, and when the drone came by, or when the motorcade came by, the drone went blank. All the video went blank.
Well, we kind of experienced something like that yesterday with Trump and Austin. But you know what's interesting about that? As you said, they normally have air support. Here, go back to that other view. I'm wondering, Rob...
the overhead view?
No. Go back to that side view, but aim to the part where they would have come out. Because you know that there were choppers on scene.
Mm-hmm.
If their car is up here buried, it's very possible that a police officer a police chopper would not have seen the car if it's all the way back there, which could explain how it was able to sit back there and then pull out when the motor came.
And maybe they thought they'd be going so fast they'd jump the ditch. You know, we're Thelma and Louise.
I think that there's one thing that everybody can agree on. Whoever was in that car is not very smart. I think that one's obvious.
It's Thelma and Louise. Thelma and Louise try to assassinate Donald Trump. Now, we don't know that they tried to assassinate him, but I'm just kind of going over headlines in my head. But why else would you try to hit a motorcade?
Well, this is definitely a story.
Let's go back to the comment. Probably not.
People want to freak out just because we cover a news story.
Do you randomly park your car in a wooded tree line on a road that has been purposely blocked off by police for a POTUS motorcade? Then as soon as POTUS goes to pass by, you drive out of the woods.
And it's, you know, and another thought that comes to my head here, Rob. When a motorcade is driving, it's obvious. There's sirens, there's flashing lights, the road is shut down. You can't just be in the area and not realize what's going on.
This is getting a lot of views right now. We're going to put this video up. We're also going to put it on YouTube. And then, of course, this will be on Infowars.com. I'm going to see if I can get somebody up right now. It is 11 o'clock our time. We just finished a 6+ hour broadcast going over, you know, what some people might think is insignificant, but, you know, hours and hours of creative energy were put into basically taking something that people tried to put out to destroy us, and we took it and turned it against them, and then made all this creative stuff that would have never appeared had those guys, Nick Lutzko and Super Deluxe, actually put the video out. So thank you guys. And there's 4 winners actually. We gave out an extra $1,000 to the alternate / crew picks. So.
Hey, they're requesting to see the footage, so let's show them it one more time before we sign off.
Yeah, sure. And this is on YouTube. It looks a little better, actually, on YouTube than it did on Twitter. So I'm going to... There's a whole bunch of stuff here. You see the police cars pass and whatnot. Let's turn there's the first set.
Watch the right side of the screen.
Yeah, it's going to be right over here.
There he is.
There he comes.
There's the beast.
Here comes the car.
Ooh.
Boom.
Oh my gosh. Look at that car that just came out of the woods.
I'm sorry. That is so clearly an attempt at something. I'm sorry. There's just no way.
That car right there just drove out of the woods. What? Yes.
Back it off a little bit so it'll focus. He goes back to it and you can see the police coming out, or Secret Service actually. Well, this guy got himself a viral video. Put some ads on it, Clay, while you still can. Oh, although YouTube will probably say this is hate speech. You can't monetize this video. It's hate speech.
Yeah. I was wondering why he swerved like that.
That's interesting. They were having commentary.
Yeah, and then
there at the end,
and then it cuts. Well, maybe there's more. Maybe he just cut the video. Because sometimes when you see something you know is gold, you cut it to be sure you preserve it, and something doesn't happen. Because that's happened. That's happened to me before. You're shooting video and you keep going. You're like, oh, that was a good one. Then your memory runs out, but then it doesn't save that file. Horrible. You don't want that to happen to you, especially when you got some gold.
This is a strange one, huh? Boy, if Hillary coughs up green goblets, Hillary passes out. Now Trump has cars trying to ram his motorcade. This is the weirdest thing.
Well, you know, obviously, put what you think in the comments. If you're going to try to ram the president with your car, I don't know what else your intention could be. Then try to harm him in some way.
And if this is truly someone that's that dumb, that's a story in and of itself.
Yeah.
If you're that dumb.
But there's definitely a path. We can a little part in the woods you can see right there, and that's where I think they came out.
So you know what'll happen? Someone will go check this area out tomorrow and probably break down whether or not a car was able to get there through any other route or what the deal is with that. So,
or they'll just determine the Earth is flat. One of the two will happen tomorrow, guaranteed.
And then they'll get interviewed by CNN and MSNBC as heroes.
Right. Oh yeah, the two women in the car. We didn't know what we were doing.